housekeeping things before we begin. We are going to record this session. It is also going to be posted on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook channel by the end of the day today, so that you have access to the information and you know what you can do with your listings in your IQ office. So as we record, just know that you can ask questions at any time. We are here to help you, and that this is being recorded. Again, that chat box on the left-hand side of your screen is going to be the best place to ask questions as we go through this session. So you should be able to see my screen now. And where we are going to spend our time today is underneath this listings tab. We're going to be talking about everything listings. And I'm just going to go in. I'm going to act as an agent in the demo account so that you see things the way that on the screen, the same way that you would when you go in. So when you log into your IQ office, you can access your listings by clicking on this active listings here at the main screen, or you can do it by going into your listings tab here and clicking on listings. Either way, you're going to get to your main listings dashboard by clicking on that listings, and then you'll be able to see all of your listings underneath this tab. Now, some of you will have two tabs at the top. One will say My Listings and one will say Company Listings. And that is so that you can see your company listings as well. So if you're not a heavy listing agent, then you can see your company listings underneath there and have access to share those on social media if you wish. As you scroll down, if you want to do things for your listings, you're going to click on first this Actions tab next to the listing. And that's going to give you a couple choices. You can either view the listing, or you can edit it. You can also easily share it on social media by clicking the Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, or to open up that listing webpage, you would just click the globe next to that website. It will always open that up in a separate tab so that you can see all of that information. You also can easily share it to social media. And when you go to Actions and click on one of the share buttons, it will populate your social media. If you're not logged in, it will log you in. And again, it's going to grab that information and ask you to post it. If you want to change where it posts to, you can change and share it in a group or on a page you manage. So if you want to post it on your business page, this is where you change that. Any questions so far just about the quick actions underneath the listings? Alrighty, then we will keep on going. So to go in and edit a listing, again, you can click on the actions and then on the edit, or if you just click on it, it will open up that slide bar and slide out the edit screen on the right-hand side. And then from here, you can see that you can have a few options. It is updating automatically from MLS. We're pulling from MLSs every 5 minutes. So the information is the most up-to-date for your clients. So the goal is that they're getting the most up-to-date information, that your website is more up-to-date than all of the websites that are using ListTrack and ListHub. So your website and your company website are up to date. Again, at the top, you can see that you can easily share here. And then below that, there's a place where you can attach up to 3 tours. So if you have a virtual tour and a couple video tours, you can easily copy and paste those links here. And then those will display on the listing. As you scroll down, there are images on the right-hand side. Those are all pulling automatically from the MLS. And at the very bottom, you can see there's a place where it's pulling your MLS remarks. If for some reason you want to display a different description on your website than what's pulling from MLS, you can easily type that information into this description box. And then this description box will automatically override what pulls from MLS. At the very bottom of this page, you'll see information about a story. And so what that story does is that is a place where your seller can share information about their property through the seller portal. And I'm going to show you how that looks here in just a minute. What I want to ensure you is that this comes through as inactive, and you as an agent have to activate it to have it displayed on the website. What that does is it makes it so that your clients don't just put things in there willy-nilly that could get you in trouble with fair housings or equal housings laws. And so that is definitely something that you can update and choose to activate or inactivate, and you can also edit. To attach your seller to a listing, you're going to go up, and underneath all of the contact information, there's a section that says seller. And when you start typing here, what it's going to do is it's going to reach out to your CRMs, to your customer relations tab, and it's going to ask you to enter that information. It automatically will insert that person in, and they now have a seller portal on your website. And what that looks like is this. If they go to my portal and they log into their portal, I'm going to just log in quickly. Then your information as the listing agent will show, and it will also show all of their information about their listing here. So it's going to show their listing price, how many impressions it's had, all the views from the sites. All of that information is here on this page for them. And again, to access that property story, they have a tab on the left-hand side that says property story. And here they can go ahead and go in and create a property story. So that's how they access that portion. Any questions about how to attach your seller to a listing or how that changes their portal? So instead of just having a property search option, they will see their listing statistics from the website on that main login of their portal. Alrighty, so we're going to just keep on keeping on then since there's no questions. And we're going to talk about a few things at the top of the screen. The first things that we're going to talk about is actions. So you can go in and you can add individual actions to a listing. So if you know that you need to do something on a specific day, say you need to follow up on your professional photography, you can go in, you can set when it's due, you can choose if it's you or your co-listing agent who are doing it, and if it's visible to the seller in their portal, yes or no. Once you click save, that will automatically attach to the listing. It will also populate on your main dashboard to-do gauge. So I can see here that I've got photos to check up on this listing. I know it's a listing because it has a little bed here instead of a little person. You also can assign action plans. So if I go back into that listing and into the Actions tab, I can say, hey, I want to add to an action plan. And what an action plan is it's a list of marketing items that you're going to use to promote your listing. And you would just check the box next to the plan that you wanted to attach, and then click save, and it will automatically then assign all of those actions. Check on seller stories. Anything that has a date next to it is something that you are manually going to have to do. It means that is something that is going to happen, and you're going to go in and update it. If there is not a date next to it, it means that it is an automatic email or an automatic add to a campaign that is going out on your behalf. So that is the difference between if there is a date or if there's not a date. Again, if I want to go in and I want to delete an individual action from this listing, I absolutely can do that. I would just click on the Actions tab next to that, and I can either edit it, delete it, or I can mark it as complete. I do have to put a note. Maybe I say sign installed. 10/28/2019. I can then go down at the bottom and I click save, and that item is then marked as complete on the checklist. If I want to delete the action plan, all I have to do is click delete, and then it will automatically delete all incomplete actions from that plan, but it will still list the completed actions so that I know what has been done on that listing. The next tab that we're going to talk about is this attachments tab. So if you have an attachment that you would like to be public, hey Sheila, you can go in and you can upload a file here. You would just click upload a file. You would then select the file from your computer, and you could easily upload it. Please keep in mind that anything you put underneath an attachment on a listing is public. It is now displayed on the website for that listing. You can go ahead, you can schedule open houses. So you can say, hey, I'm going to schedule an open house. Your open houses should be pulling automatically from MLS. But if you wanted to schedule additional open houses outside of MLS, or you didn't want to schedule them in MLS, you only wanted to use the software, you could do that here. You would click schedule open house. You would choose who was hosting the open house, the date that it was being held, and the time. Once you click finish, it will automatically add and it will automatically display on your website. The next tab we're going to talk about is the showings tab. So underneath the showings tab is where you can schedule your showings. So if you don't have a way to organize your showings, this is a really great tool. So you can go in, you can create a showing request. You would just start typing the agent's name. You would select them from the list. You would choose the date and time and whether that showing was pending or confirmed. You also can automatically attach surveys if you would like here. You create your surveys underneath marketing, and then you can click save. It's going to automatically keep a list of all of your showings that are happening for that property. But what I want to touch on just quickly is the showing options. So you can choose if the showings are confirmed by the agent, by the seller, by the company, or if they're just automatically approved. So if it's a vacant home, you could have them just auto approve. Then you choose if you want the seller to be notified, yes or no. Instructions for the other agent, something like please leave cat outside. And geographical directions, north on 95, east on 15th, west on Elm Street, houses third in on the left. If there are notes that you need or your office staff need for those showing setups, things like no showings on Fridays, or please remember to remind agent to leave a business card or something like that, this note section is something for you to have private notes. The instructions and the directions are shared with the showing agent. Does that make sense to everybody? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. The last tab underneath this reports that I think is really the most important tab is the reports. So you can set up your seller to have automatic seller reports pull through. And when you do that, you go in, you can set your competition price range. So you set the price range, the square footage, the beds, the bath, everything that defines the competition for your listing, you put underneath this competition section. Then you can also choose a location for that competition. So you can select multiple zip codes if needed. You can go in, you can go by community. So you could go say, hey, it is only things in Cedar Estates. Okay. You can do by building name if there's a specific building name, or you can select by map. So you would just zoom the map into the correct area so that you are choosing the right map area for that competition. Then on the right-hand side, you choose the report features. So do you want to show the listing details? Do you want to show showing activity report? So if you are using this showing activities here, then you can include your showing activity report here. If you are not using the showing system within IQ Office, you do not want to check these boxes because no information will show to your client. And that's really important to note that we're only pulling showing information from this showing tab. You can choose web activity to be included. So we're going to go ahead and include that web activity. We're going to go ahead and include that competition report. And then you also can choose referral reports. So how visitors are finding the report. If you want, you can preview that. So I click view and it's going to let me preview that email that goes out. It has the listing agent always in the right-hand corner, and then it goes through all of the information about that listing that you want included. You also can choose to schedule this out. So at the top of the screen, there are options to send this out every week, every 2 weeks, or every 4 weeks. So you can have this automatically send out to your seller once a week, every other week, or every 4 weeks. And all of this information as well is what is displayed in their personal portal. So when they go to their seller portal, this is the information that is shown for your client. The last thing that I want to quickly touch on today as we're going through listings is on your main listing screen, you have the opportunity to use print or email flyers. So if I click print or email flyers, I can go in. There are several flyers to choose from. I choose the flyer that I like, and it's going to automatically insert all of the information about my listing into this flyer. So when I go in, I click on the flyer, it's going to automatically pull all the information from MLS. It's going to insert the photos. It's going to insert the price and the description and all of my information here. So all of that is automatically inserted. Again, I can save and print it. I can save and email it, or I can just save that flyer, and it saves to my marketing, my saved content tab. So that is available to you as well. Now, at the top, you can see that I've scheduled an open house for this property, and there is a tool called Open House Sign In. So if you are hosting an open house, you have access to an open house sign in. It opens up and it shows you all the details about the property. As clients come into the home, they can enter in their information as well as their email address, their phone numbers, and when they're looking to move. Once they click sign in, they're given the option to text or email this property directly to them, and that lead is automatically entered into your CRM. So you can use this as a tool to capture leads. You can access it on the listing page. The other place you can access it is by going to listings, open houses, and then that will bring up a list of all the open houses in your office, and it's located underneath actions sign in page. So that's where you can find that information. Any questions on that open house sign in page, where to go, how to get it, how it works? And this is a demo site, so that's why I'm getting the 404 not found. If you need to edit your open house, you put in an open house, it's the wrong time, you're going to go ahead, you're going to go into listings and then open houses. And next to the open house, underneath that actions tab, you can go in and you can absolutely edit that. Maybe Desiree Gonzalez is not going to hold it. Maybe it's Casey Lynch who's going to hold it instead. And I can update and change that information, and then it will be reflected on the website as well. All righty. If there are no questions, Faye or Sheila, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end the webinar. You will be getting a digital copy of this. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and I hope you all have a great day.